Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Happy Monday. It's Thanksgiving week. Is everybody ready for Turkey Day? Is this one of your favorite holidays? Drop in the comments and let me know if you love this holiday or do you hate this holiday. I've never been a big fan of Thanksgiving, frankly, but it is a nice time to get together and hang out with family, and you do get to watch football. So, what are you still doing this week? People who accomplish things that we pay attention to, that we focus on, that we talk about, they don't just sit back and hope that things are going to happen. That's the biggest problem with the book The Secret. Is the book The Secret tells you if you just sit and focus and send out the energy to the universe, then it's going to happen. It doesn't work that way. There's a great uh, fable that Jim Rohn used to always talk about. Guy decides to walk the earth. He's a pastor and he's going to preach the word of God, and he's going to give up all of his worldly possessions. He's going to wear a cloak and sandals, and he's just going to walk the earth and preach the word of God. So he's in the middle of the desert in Southwest United States, and he's walking along, and all of a sudden he sees this magnificent garden. And at first he thinks, oh my God, this has got to be like a mirage. There's no way that there's this great garden in the middle of this desert. But as he approaches, he sees that in fact there is this incredible garden. There's this house in the middle of it, and there's a garden with there's vegetables, there's flowers, there's fruit-bearing trees. It's amazing. So he walks up to the owner, and he comes at him aggressively to tell him that he's lucky that God created this garden. And as he does that, the owner looks at him and he says, I understand what you're saying. God created the seeds, and God created the whole system so that the seeds grow into the fruit and the fruit recreate themselves and all of that. I understand. But he turns to the pastor and he says, but you should have seen this garden when God had it to himself. Moral of the story is we're the ones that have to put out the effort. You can't just throw seeds out into a field and expect that you're going to have a great harvest. That's not the way that it works. You have to work at it, and you have to care for it, and you have to put in the time, and you have to put in the effort. So whatever it is that you're doing, it takes an incredible amount of effort and discipline. And the great thing is the people that do all of that and make it look effortless are the best, because then at the end, people are like, oh, that was easy for you. Yeah, no, it's not easy. If you see the documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger, they talk about how Arnold made everything look easy. But if you really get down to it, he might have made it look easy, but he worked his butt off from the beginning, from the very beginning of when he started. He set his goals super high, and he worked his ass off towards the outcome of those goals. Anybody that does anything on a significant basis has not only had focus, but they've put in a tremendous amount of effort in order to get there. I love the whole overnight success thing, because typically what happens is that person has worked at that for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, and then all of a sudden the success comes. And usually it's disproportionate when you've had to put in that much effort. I saw a friend of mine just competed in a bodybuilding competition, and I know that in her past, there's been a lot of things that she's dealt with that weren't the healthiest things in the world, and now she's taken all of that ability to focus and put it towards developing her body. And you can just tell by the smile on her face how proud she is of what she did. And is it great that you can see it aesthetically and look at her and say, wow, you look amazing, but that's not why she did it. What's really rewarding for her, you can see in the smile, is that she followed her dreams and fulfilled a goal, that she got to this outcome and crossed the finish line. Another friend of my wife's just did an Ironman, and I think it's his 20th or something. I don't know. He's done just a ton of these. And you can tell that it isn't about winning. It's about just initially, can I do it? And now it's, now that he's approaching 60, can I still do it? Can I still do the Ironman? Can I still create that outcome? But no matter what it is, the day of the race, as Usain Bolt said, the day of the race is easy. Racing is easy. It's the work that gets you to the race that's hard. Getting to do the actual sport is what's fun. The preparation is where all the difficulty is, and you do all that alone. You do all that, as Michael Phelps showed in his great videos. All of that, you are racing against yourself, and you're doing it all entirely on your own. So then you can see the success and the outcomes that you create. So whether it's your finances, your relationships, your physical body, whatever it is, those outcomes all come because not only do you had a vision and you knew what you wanted and you focused on it, but you took massive action towards their outcome. So no matter what your outcome is this week, maybe your outcome is just to connect with your family. And if that's your outcome, then that's great. But take massive action towards that outcome, because you're going to have a much better chance of creating the result that you want than if you don't take massive action. The way to get over the outcomes and create the outcomes is to do a massive amount of activity, because it doesn't guarantee the result, but it's going to guarantee momentum. And even if you don't hit your target, you're going to have a lot more knowledge, so that the next time you take a swing, you're going to be that much more intelligent to hit that target that you want to hit. So it's Monday. It's going to be a shortened week for most of us, but whatever the outcomes are that you want to create, take massive action towards those outcomes. Be focused, be determined, work your way towards those things. As my man Michael Jordan over here, nobody worked harder than that guy in terms of getting his outcomes, and he had his vision. And to this day, people who were not even born when he was playing basketball still know who he is and what he did. I talk to people all over the world. Some kid 23 years old from Venezuela knows who Michael Jordan is and what he accomplished. That's because it was so extraordinary, and he took massive, massive action towards creating those outcomes. Have a great day, everybody. Janet, thank you so much for hopping on and watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.